Hello everybody and good day to all. I'd like to proudly announce that this will be a giveaway video. The prize is a 4K copy of Prey and a Neca feral predator figure. To enter this contest is fairly simple. All you gotta do is subscribe to my channel and comment "Put me in the hunt" in the comment section. In 2 weeks I will go to random.org and I will draw a winner and somebody will take these prizes home. So give it a shot, you'll never know what's gonna happen until you try. Good luck to everybody, enjoy the video. Hello and welcome to our most recent episode of As I See It. Okay, so the film Prey. This is a movie that I've wanted to touch on for the past year. However, with my focus on the Godzilla series, I decided to put it off. But now is the time along with a giveaway. So Prey is the kind of movie that as a kid, I always imagined that something like this would eventually happen. Let's just say this, the original Predator is a beloved 80s gem, but the unique thing about it is we knew so little about the creature in the film. Simply titled Predator. There's not a lot of context about the creature itself, and it has a very slow build, in contrast to movies these days that come out. And the slow build in that film is what made it so brilliant, because it feels like there is a massive payoff once you see the creature that's under the mask and you understand its intentions fully. Everything you see in Predator is the exact reason why the creature itself has stood the test of time. All we really knew this was an advanced species from far away in the galaxy on safari, collecting the skulls of those who are worthy of the hunt. 5 years later, after so many comics, toys, crossovers, and games, we come to realize how far and how deep the lore of the Yaoja could go. And then we were dealt Predator 2. This was the film that really expanded upon how far across the galaxy the Predator had been traveling for the hunt. Plus, add on the fact, how far back in human history had they been hunting all these years? A big step for the future of the franchise, this idea was no longer exclusive to the comics and graphic novels. Future installments like AVP released in 2004 would directly show us how long they've been involved with our race, for much longer than Predator 2 had even depicted. Meaning that to the viewer, the results of how far back they've hunted could be something left to our imagination. But how long until we see it on screen actually, and we watch it play out? As a kid I always envisioned an encounter with ancient Vikings, pirates, or possibly Native Americans. Every film releasing post-AVPR, I kept hope. Eventually, we would get the film, titled Prey. Let me just go ahead and explain this. After what we were dealt in 2018, Prey is what we desperately needed. It was a godsend for this franchise in my opinion. In my humble and honest opinion, the Predator series has been pretty much healthy. We have the original one, which is considered iconic. Predator 2 was panned by critics when it came out, however though people are realizing it's not that bad, it's actually a great movie. Then you had Predators 2010, which was a pretty decent movie. Probably wasn't on the level of Predator 2 and Predator 1, however though it's a fun watch regardless. But then you have Predator 2018, which is a hard watch. Once the fugitive Predator passes away, it's hard for me to care about this movie anymore. He was the one thing carrying it for me. Let's also not forget this film was supposed to be the big one that would launch the Predator series into new ground, new territory completely. With $88 million invested into it, it would only become the most disappointing entry since AVPR, and in contrast to movies like Alien Resurrection, this movie actually made that movie look brilliant. The good news about Prey is the development of this film actually launched before Predator 2018 even came out to theaters. The earliest roots can be traced back to when John Davis was approached by Dan Trachtenberg, with the idea of a film centering around an individual who wished and longed to prove themselves. This idea would be adapted into the Predator series. Pretty appropriate, don't you think? And it would involve Native American Comanche warriors encountering a Yaoja on the hunt. Along the way we see a few different changes, such as the Predator departing from the legendary plasma caster, and it would become known as the Feral Predator. So before I talk about the film a little more, let me just say this. The Feral Predator actually feels like a legitimate threat on screen. So let me get this straight, it's not that I hadn't found any of the Predators in the films that are released in the Millennium to be interesting, it's just that I got accustomed to the Predator playing the heroic protagonist role in the AVP series due to the fact the Yaoja actually have morals and hunting code of honor. We never got too personal with Tracker or Falconer, but we did see the Berserker become a complete menace, behaving unlike any other Predator we had seen before then. Assassin? I never really dug the character that much. Maybe it made a great action figure, but on screen he lacked what made Jungle Hunter and City Hunter unique. But the Feral is a total loner, never accompanied by another Predator on screen. So it's simply him and his body language and his actions carrying the character. When the character needs to shine most, it absolutely does it, especially during the scene when he takes on the trappers, using every weapon in his inventory, even to the point it feels like he's playing and testing his victims. Now yes, he makes a deadly hunter, but most of his mannerisms are simply attacking, rather than stalking or picking the right moment to kill. Because I feel like often he's wandering around on foot way more than City or Jungle Hunter had done. A bit more overzealous in contrast to the classic predators in the first two movies. And it should be noted yet again he's a new breed of predator, separating him from the other three we've been introduced to, with much different facial features, bearing none of the fishnet, and weapons not seen by other hunters. At times I felt Michael Myers vibes, whether he's cloaked or not, taking on his victims one-on-one. But while he's a deadly hunter, his biggest flaw is he doesn't consider the possibility that the one that kills the least may actually be the largest threat to him. You see, this is where we meet the young warrior in this film, Naru, who by her own tribe is doubted. Naru dreams and wishes to be a hunter just like her brother and all of the others. The problem is, when it matters most, she struggles to come through proving herself during the rites of passage, even despite her knowledge of the fact there is something out there that's not human, nor is it the lion. But she still has the idea of what she's encountering. You see, in the eyes of the predator itself, Naru is nothing more than the rabbit. All her life, she has been no more than the prey, which proves true when she fails to kill the bear and ends up running for her life. This in turn is where she directly encounters the feral predator and realizes if nothing is done, every warrior in the tribe may be hunted for sport. Every method attack against the feral predator is met in a fashion which the natives would normally fight. But this time around, one must understand the unknown of the predator. This right here is the general premises of Prey, giving a compelling underdog story or unspoken hero tale. And in a way it parallels the original Predator. It wasn't the guns, it wasn't the muscle, it was the brains to understand the unknown enemy that led to Dutch defeating the original Predator. Once again in the Predator series, this is where we find ourselves. Visually, Prey is a catch. It doesn't come off as an eyesore to me, and even in its more pure moments of nature, I found myself thinking, damn, I wish this movie went to theaters. The idea that this film debuted on Hulu, I wasn't upset by it, but I felt like it deserved so much more. The soundtrack credit for this film belongs to Sarah Schachner. Now, if you're not familiar with this name, allow me to go ahead and bring up a few video game titles that she's been responsible for. In particular, her involvement with Assassin's Creed titles and Call of Duty titles. And her work fits in brilliantly, providing a soothing score during Naru's solo hunt scenes, or even when we get a pure view of nature. Have a sample of a few tracks. So there is one thing that Prey has to its credit. It is the very first film to be released in a full Comanche dubbing. So yes, viewers have the pleasure to watch this film in English, or go ahead and watch this in Comanche, which I believe was an amazing touch, even if it's just simply a dubbing. It's the attention to detail that matters the most and makes this film just a bit more authentic. The only real issue I had with this film is when it was released on Hulu, there was no subtitles for the trappers. But this can be done to play with the viewers, giving them less context about their intention, causing the viewer to speculate about what kind of danger Naru could find herself in. And then you have the other issue, which is probably more of an innocent issue. And before I go any further, I do want to say as a disclaimer, this issue could still be fixed. It's not all lost. This is in regard to our flintlock pistol, most known for appearing in Predator 2, being given to Detective Harrington. It's implied there's a whole story here, between the original owner Raphael Adolini and the elder Predator known as the Golden Angel. The problem here that Prey creates is there's an entire lore right here that's disregarded. Instead we meet Raphael Adolini, who gifts Naru the flintlock pistol in return, asking for medical treatment. So my personal take, I do believe Raphael should have played a bigger, more crucial role in this film. Because most of the time in this film it feels like an Easter egg with loose ends. But can it still be fixed? Yes, absolutely. Perhaps in a future installment we might meet the Elder Predator and have him retrieve the flintlock. I still did love the idea in the original story of the flintlock's lore with the gun being handed to the Elder directly from Raphael as a sign of respect in his last dying moments. It could have been a great moment brought to Prey. Now with that said, Raphael's death isn't completely useless in this movie. It plays a crucial role with Naru understanding further that the fictional orange flower is the meta to lowering her body temperature in attacking the feral predator while he's most vulnerable, even if he doesn't realize it. I won't detail every moment of Prey, but here's the deal. This movie streams exclusively on Hulu as far as streaming services go. It's worth a watch from my perspective, and it really shows that if the effort and time is invested, we can still have a respectful Predator title. This franchise has always been pretty solid, and hopefully the door is open for bigger things, and several fan-made posters have now asked the question. So where else in human history can we drop a Predator? World War I? Feudal Japan? Consider everything on the table. So I do advise that you go ahead and watch Prey. Go give Prey a watch, tell me your take, good or bad. and enter in for a chance to win a 4K copy of this film and your very own Feral Predator figure. Remember to subscribe to my channel and comment, put me in the hunt. Good luck to all, have an amazing day, results will be announced in 2 weeks.